This is what strength looks like, hardened by battle, pain, and fire. This is what protection looks like, the desire for freedom and justice. This is what quality and precision look like, perfection and long-range capability. And this is what independence looks like, the tools to defend it, the arguments to win our peace. Today is the professional day of those who multiply our strength. Every day they increase it, and every night with their hands and minds in the silence of workshops and factories, so that it is loud for the enemy. Leaning over drawings and calculations so that Ukrainian retaliation is delivered to its target with centimeter precision. The invisible heroes of our defense. But we see the results of their work every day, and evil feels it every day. These are ours, our Ukrainian weapons makers, all the workers of Ukraine's defense industrial complex. In 4 years, Ukraine has built a new defense industry. Large-scale, effective, impressive in every sense. Our missiles, our unmanned systems, our interceptors, strike and naval drones, reconnaissance systems, artillery, our ammunition, armored vehicles, robotic complexes, and much more. All of this is what today is proudly called Ukraine's arsenal. It protects our sky, our cities and villages, saves lives, and proves that made in Ukraine is synonymous with effective and strong. I thank everyone who works in our defense complex, in our arms industry. The capabilities of Ukraine's defense industry are millions of FPV drones per year, our deep strikes, interceptors, millions of shells. Ukraine has its own long-range missile weapons, and not just development, but real power that is already working. Flamingo and Ruta, Peklo, Neptune, Palyanitsia, Vilka. We can already be proud of all this, but we definitely will not stop there. These are only our first steps. The industry will develop and the enemy will feel it. Everyone sees the historic long-range capability of our drones at a distance of 1,150 kilometers from our border. There will be more. This is not about records, but about justice that will find evil anywhere in the world. And our Sichin, Liuti, Morok, Bars, Obri, FP prove why. The future is already on the battlefield, and Ukraine is creating it. These are our ground robotic systems. For the first time in the history of this war, an enemy position was captured exclusively by unmanned platforms, ground robotic complexes, and drones. The occupiers surrendered, and this operation was carried out without infantry and without losses on our side. Ratel, Termit, Ardal, Rice, Zmai, Protector, Volya, and other ground robotic systems. In just 3 months, they have already carried out more than 22,000 missions at the front. In other words, more than 22,000 times lives have been saved. In the most dangerous zones, a robot went instead of a soldier. This is about high technology protecting the highest value, human life. Ukraine is not only keeping up with change. Ukraine is among the leaders in the development of security technologies. Our Ukrainian security experience, our military expertise, is now the most desired product for dozens of countries around the world. But we are building new cooperation with partners on weapons not as in the 1990s or 2000s, when Ukrainian weapons and strength were sold off like on Black Friday. We are not holding a fair of our weapons and not emptying our warehouses. We offer security partnerships, long-term and profitable for Ukraine. Our interceptors are already operating in the Middle East and in Gulf countries. We are creating a strong, integrated system of sky protection from many components. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar have their own air defense against ballistic and other missiles, but together with our military expertise, they have solutions. To defend against Shahed drones, to detect this threat and respond at scale. Radar fields, necessary electronic warfare systems, communication between air defense components, and interception itself. Ukraine can do all this. We are also in communication with Kuwait, Oman, Turkey, and Syria. Countries of Asia and Africa are interested in our experience. Ukraine is a global producer of strength and security. This is how it is, and this is how it will be. And all this is not gifts from Ukraine. Long-term security agreements in the Middle East mean funds for our state every year. This is fuel for Ukraine, necessary in conditions of global instability. These are also the types of weapons that we lack but our partners have. We support those who support us. We work so that everyone becomes stronger. And already this week we will have a conversation with Europeans, negotiations on creating a joint air defense system. I am convinced that either Ukraine will become an integral part of the European security system, or some in Europe risk becoming part of the Russian world. We also have experience in ensuring maritime security. Objectively, the most recent in the world. No one else has carried out tasks like Ukrainians in the Black Sea. When people talk about security in the Strait of Hormuz, it is often theoretical discussions. Those who speak about it have not carried out such operations themselves. Ukrainians have. We fought against the enemy fleet, against airstrikes, against sea mines. We have gone through all this. And if partners offer us equal cooperation, Ukraine can help. Our naval drones, Sea Baby, Magura, Sargon, known to many. This is also our Ukrainian export product, as is our artillery, which we produce on the largest scale in Europe. As are our shells, of which there are more and more, as is our armor that becomes more effective every year. All this is provided by our defense industry, our defenders, our Ukrainian weapons makers. I thank everyone involved, in workshops, design bureaus, laboratories, at testing grounds, in production, in repairs, every day working for Ukraine. Ukraine is strong because it can defend itself, modern because it changes the rules of the game. Ukraine is important because it can help others. And Ukraine is irreplaceable in many ways, thanks to our experience, expertise, and technologies. At the beginning of the war, we lacked many things, but we had you. All those who did not stand aside, who found solutions, who launched the first new productions in hangars, in garages. And in this, in fact, there is nothing shameful. The history of Apple and many of the world's top companies began the same way. And what matters is not the starting point, but the goal you are moving toward. Our defense industry has become completely different, new and strong. We preserve all the traditions of our industry. We work in a modern way, and that is why our weapons are effective. That is why they are known and respected in the world. And every new Ukrainian development shortens the distance to peace. Our peace, a long, достойного, dignified one. Glory to our weapons makers, glory to our defenders. Thank you to everyone who helps Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine!